Okay, this is the launch of Unit 3, Linear Equations and Inequalities. We just finished Unit 2, which is the rate of change in linear concepts, which included slope. And the next topic will be continuing with linear stuff. We'll go into systems of linear equations and inequalities. But for now, we're just covering Unit 3, linear equations and inequalities. So we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of what a linear equation is, what a linear function is. Okay, so basically, linear equations and inequalities is about using mathematics with and without technology. In other words, with and without a calculator. You can write and graph linear equations using standard form, slope intercept form, and point slope forms. Given a table, given graphs, given 2 points, or given 1 point and a slope. Also, you'll be able to transform a parent function. We'll talk a little bit more detail about that. Okay? Second thing you'll be able to do is to graph the solution set to linear inequalities. Basically, can you write linear inequalities? And do you know what the solution set is? Okay, we're going to touch a little bit on how to solve equations involving direct variation. And all direct variation is a linear equation with no y-intercept. That's the easy way to say it. Over here, I'm going to put this in blue. Equations of lines parallel or perpendicular to another line given a point. And this one, correlation coefficients, association, causation, and line of best fit. We will not be covering these in this unit. As I mentioned, we're doing the very basics because of the amount of time we have with Unit 3. So those are two of the topics we will not cover based on what the state and what the district, information that the state and the district have given us. So basically, we're going to, here are the lesson numbers. Basically have 13 lessons which are going to end at the benchmark test. Okay, so we're launching this UO. We're going to do vocabulary, function notation, do all the things down here associated with linear equations, ending with the practice test, the unit test preview, the unit test, the benchmark review, and finally the benchmark, which would be the second week of November. If we look at the vocabulary very quickly, we'll see there are some new terms. Some of these won't be applying because we're not covering those. Parallel, perpendicular, correlation coefficient, line of best fit, causation and association. So we have a handful of words here, new terms that we will be covering in the vocabulary part. And at the end of this particular unit, you should be able to answer these questions. Down at the bottom, can I write and graph linear equations using standard slope-intercept and point-slope forms and transform a parent function? Can I graph a solution set to linear inequalities? Can I solve direct variation problems? And then we won't worry about these last two because we're not going to cover those. So basically, 3 bubbles that we need to learn about and get good at. And we basically got 7 lessons to do it in, not counting all the practice tests and so forth, and the real test. Basically, have these 7 lessons to do them in. Can we do that? And that is the kickoff for Unit 3, the launching of the Unit 3 unit organizer.